Welcome to the Center Church podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about discovering rest. I want to say this, that this Sunday, we will end our series on relationships, and then we'll begin a new one on a grateful heart, why gratitude matters, what's the secret of being content in life, and so forth. And we'll have different individuals come in and speak on that topic, a grateful heart. And you could join our gathering here at the Center Church. We gather every Sunday at 11:15 a.m., 2019 Fraser Street here in Modesto, or you could watch live streaming at Center Modesto. And so today, I hope to challenge thinking. And I want to start by saying that I have discovered that there are two types of individuals living today: restless and rested. And here's another challenge to our thinking. And that is, we enter into the world restless. So, two types of individuals: restless or rested. And here's the thing. Both individuals are encountering some of the same similarities, right? Death, job loss, think of your marriage, your singleness, all the things that life throws our way. And what I've discovered, that restless individuals, there is a real tension there, a real struggle. I mean, it happens in both areas. In the rested and the restless, but the restless is just nonstop of this weariness, of this draining. And then I've watched and discovered about an individual that is resting, if you would, not taking a nap. Again, same similarities, right? Both are encountering struggles and the things that happen in life, but there's just a real sense of rest. And so just for a moment, I want to challenge our thinking and how that we can discover our, if you would, maybe even discovering for the very first time what a rested heart looks like. And so there are a couple of passages, one that's found in Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 through 30, and this is what it says. It says, Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. All of you. Take up my yoke and learn from me, because I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for yourselves. Or in some translations, rest for your soul. There's that eternal perspective, right? That ought to challenge our thinking right away. Then it goes on, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And then in John chapter 10, verse 9 through 10, watch what it says here. I am the door. I am the door. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved and will come in and go out and find pasture. A thief comes only to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come so that they may have life and have it in abundance. And so right away, we're challenged in our own thinking, right? Right away, there's this picture of at the first passage talked about this going in or entering in and then going out. And then there's this picture of rest because of the fact that you're going in John chapter 10, it talks about this coming in and going and finding this pasture. What a view, what a setting, what a settledness of the heart. But then there's a real picture that there's a thief that comes to steal and to kill and to destroy. And this is what I'm discovering. The weary heart, or this is what I have discovered, and that is the weary heart can learn that rest begins and continues with Jesus. So right away, we're going to challenge our thinking, right? The weary heart can learn that rest begins and continues with Jesus. And this is what I'm learning about this concept of rest, right? And what I'm learning is that rest protects. It protects from burnout, fallout. It protects from the sense of losing your joy, your smile, your ambition. That's what rest does. Rest protects. Because there's a thief that has come to steal, kill, and destroy. But Jesus says in this passage, I have come so that they may have life and have it in abundance. All of you who are weary and burdened, he says, I will give you rest. And then what I'm discovering is that not only does rest protects, but rest recovers. I want you to think about that. Rest recovers. Well, what is it recovering? Well, it's recovering intimacy, longevity. It's this idea of being refreshed, learning how to be still, to rest upon. Are you with me? It's recovering now. Because really, if you begin to think about the recovery process is just as important as the going. Because in the recovering, it's like when you work out, and in the recovering, your muscles are actually growing as it's resting. Yeah, I heard a couple days ago, there was a gentleman that went to the doctors to go do a physical, and they had him on the treadmill. And he, he physically, looks healthy and so forth. And the doctor had him running, and he kept on asking, how long do you want me to run? And he said, just keep running. And so he's running, and he's running fast, and he's running for a long time. And he asked the doctor again, he said, well, how long do you want me to go? Just keep running, I'll tell you when to stop. And then so finally, the doctor told him he could stop and get off. And he's like, how did I do? I ran long, and I was running fast. But that's not what the doctor was trying to point out or to help him to see. And he was holding his, the wrist and listening to the heart. And he says, what are you doing? And he tells the individual, well, I'm finding out how fast you recover. It's not about going full speed, longevity, although we want all that, but it's the recovery part is just as important. So it's this discovering rest, so we don't burn out, we don't fall out, right? We don't lose our smile. So rest is protecting, rest is it recovers, right? And then rest revives. What do I mean by that? It awakens you. It awakens your soul, because Jesus says that you will find rest for your soul. So not only here and now, but even in an eternal perspective. So again, it revives and awakens your soul. You go from existing to actually living. You're going in and out in these green pastures. You've discovered the beauty of rest. So again, it's just challenging of thinking. Two types of individuals, right? Restless or rested. And then the thinking part, or the challenging part to think about, that we're not even going to talk about, but the fact that you could meditate on this, or even push back, or whatever that may be. But here's the thing, is that we enter into the world restless. And the thing is that we're all searching for rest. So I pray that you've been challenged in your thinking, and that we together are discovering rest. And I want to say this as well, is that everybody benefits when you're rested, right? I mean, I'm not talking about taking a nap, although, taking a nap may be a good thing too as well. But I'm talking about being refreshed. I'm talking about rest upon. I begin to think about even the idea when you rest upon. So my wife and I, at times when we're just, on the couch, and she'll lay out, or I will lay out, either or, right? But this rest upon it. Sometimes she will lay out, and her head will be resting upon my lap, and she's resting. I thought, wow, what a picture when I begin to think about my own relationship, not just with my wife, but in my own relationship with the Lord, about how that I could rest. He invites me into this rest. You see how we're challenged in our thinking right away? Because we're not pointing to religion. We're talking about a relationship with the King of Kings, that He invites you into this place of rest. Because the danger is that we could go around have this weariness, this burdenness, and we're carrying a burden that we don't need to carry. We're carrying weight that Jesus is saying, bring that to me. So I really hope that we can be encouraged today. We could learn how to be gentle and have a humble heart as well. There's so much that I could talk about in these two passages, but really what I wanted to point out is that I hope that we could discover rest. So again, this Sunday, we will finish up on our series on relationships. And I will be speaking this Sunday and talking about this idea of restoring relationships, what that looks like. And then we'll enter into a time next month, God willing, and we'll begin to talk about a grateful heart, why gratitude matters, how can one be content in life, and so forth. So again, thank you for tuning in today, and I hope that the podcast has been a blessing. And again, we gather every Sunday at 11:15, Center Church, 2019 Fraser Street, or you could watch live streaming at Center Modesto. Thank you for tuning in. Let's discover rest together. God bless.